Hey guys, it's Elle. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm here with a video chatting about what books are on my Kindle right now. So I have been reading a ton lately on my Kindle. I love my Kindle. Recently got the new Kindle Paperwhite, the metallic raspberry signature one. Love my case too. I'll show it to you if it'll focus. I can link the case down below if anybody wants to buy one for themselves. It's from Etsy, but I just love my Kindle so much, and I've been reading a ton lately on my Kindle, and I thought I would do a fun video just chatting about what is on my Kindle currently. I do have Kindle Unlimited, and it is amazing. Use it all the time. I've recently gotten some ARCs, and yeah, so the first book that's currently on my Kindle is Burn the Wild by Ava Hunter. This is a cowboy romance. This is the third book, I think, in her Runaway Ranch series. And this one, I think our heroine, she is a pop star princess or country star, and she's in a really bad situation. I think she's like addicted to drugs, or just like just like the celebrity life, and is in a really bad spot, and her manager's like, you need to get help, you need to re-look at what your life is right now. And so I think they like send her to the ranch, the Runaway Ranch, and that's where she meets the hero, and he's kind of like her designated babysitter, like watching out for her, and all of that, and they have a romance, and it sounds really good. I'm really excited to read it, so I'm glad that I downloaded that on my Kindle. It's a new release by her. And then I have Bourbon and Secrets by Victoria Wilder. This is her newest release. It is a small town romantic suspense romance, and the heroine, I think she is a burlesque dancer or just a dancer in general, and she is like an undercover like agent, I think, and that's where she meets the hero. I'm pretty sure it has a romance with the hero, and it sounds so good. I read Bourbon and Lies a couple months ago and just loved it so much, so I'm really excited to read this soon. Then I recently added Close Knit by Kelson Denise Stone. I actually have the physical copy of this book, but sometimes I just like to read on my Kindle. I read more on my Kindle just because it's so comfortable, especially in bed. I just like hate when you're reading in bed and you have to like read like this with like a physical book, and sometimes it like hurts my hand. So I downloaded this on my Kindle, and this one, I think it is like a friends to lovers, like hate to love, then friends to lovers. I think the heroine, she like works for this like soccer team that the hero is on, or she just sees him, and she has this like knitting club that she does, and he ends up going to it, and he thinks that like she's like stalking him, and she's like, no, like this is literally my knitting club, like what are you doing here? And I think they have a romance, and I've heard it's super cute, and it's really good, so I wanted to download it on my Kindle. The next one I have is For Better or Worse by Ava Hunter, another Ava Hunter romance. This one is super interesting. The heroine is a death doula, and she is tasked with like going around with people and their families for like end-of-life care and like helping them work through all of those emotions. And so she is recently hired by the hero's grandfather, and the hero absolutely detests the heroine because she ended up breaking up his wedding, and he didn't end up getting married, and he just like hates her. And so they end up all having to go on a trip together, I think to like Hawaii, as kind of like a last hurrah for his grandfather. And so they have to be around each other all the time, and it's very hate to love, and I've just heard like such good things, and that it's hilarious, spicy, and just a lot of fun. So I am really excited to read it. Then I have Saving Six and Redeeming Six by Chloe Walsh. I recently just finished Saving Six last night on my Kindle, and it was so good. Like top read of the year, 5 stars. It was amazing. So I'm really excited to read Redeeming Six. This story, we follow Joey and Aoife, and it is very emotional. It deals heavily with the hero and his addiction, and just like using it as like a coping mechanism. And this is definitely a very character-driven romance. they're both in high school at the time, and it is just fantastic. And I'm really excited to read Redeeming Six, but I'm also scared because I've heard it's like 700 pages and it's very emotional. And like this book, like Saving Six, was only like, it was all before Binding and Keeping 13. So we still have like all of that drama to unpack in Redeeming Six. So I feel like a lot's gonna go down and I need to be emotionally prepared. So I'm like debating what I should read next. I don't know, but super excited to continue on with the rest of the series. The next one I see is Book of Azrael by, oh gosh, I don't remember the name of the author, but this one is a fantasy romance, and I think the heroine is like an assassin, and she like tortures people, and I think the hero is like a demon, and that's how they meet. I could be totally wrong about that, but it looks really good. I tried to read it before on my Kindle and just wasn't into it at the moment, so I'm excited to pick it up again soon. The next one I have is Six Scorched Roses by Carissa Broadbent. This one has been on my Kindle for literally 2 years. I just need to read it. It is one of the prequels in her Crowns of Nyaxia series. We follow like one of the other characters in their romance, and I think the heroine is a human and the hero is like a vampire king, and they have a romance. And I've heard it's really good, so I need to read it stat. Then I have Love Unexpected. I don't know who this author is. I think it's from QB Tyler. One of her like super angsty forbidden romances. Let me look. Yes, it is. Oh, this is her like stepdad and stepdaughter romance. Yes, it's age gap, taboo, interracial. I think what happens is like the heroine's mom ends up passing away, and so now like the hero is still technically like the stepfather of her, but she's always had feelings for him. Like he wasn't her stepdad her whole life. I don't think, like only in the past like couple of years they have a romance. So that sounds really good. I've had that on my Kindle for I think like 3 years now. I really need to read it. I don't know why I haven't picked it up yet. I think sometimes I also don't see what else is on my Kindle if I don't like scroll down enough. So anyways, that's fine, but I need to read that. It sounds really good. Then I have Secrets of Mine by Alexis Grace. This is the second book in her Why Choose FBI romance series, and I don't know if I want to read this one yet on my Kindle or on audio because I do have the audiobook of it. I did listen to the first book on audio and it was really good, so maybe I'll listen to the audio, but I also downloaded it on my Kindle just in case. You can never, you always want to cover all of your bases, but I really liked the first book. It was really, really good, so I'm excited to read the second book. Then I have Playbook by Rebecca Genchak. This is the second book in her like sports romance series. I think this is like a football romance. The cover is super cutesy, and I really enjoyed the first book, Burnout, I think is what it's called. I'm also debating again if I want to read this on audio because I do have the audiobook of it and the narrators are really good, but lately I just haven't been in the mood for a football sports romance, so I just haven't picked this up yet, but I feel like I'm gonna really enjoy it. Then I have The Arc of the Moon and His Tides. I recently read this and loved it, gave it 5 stars. This is a MMF, super angsty, messy romance between the hero and this married couple, and they all join a polyamorous relationship. It's super angsty and messy. I love this so much. You definitely need to read it if you haven't yet. Ooh, and then I forgot that I downloaded a copy of Not Another Love Song when it was up on NetGalley by Julie Soto. I still haven't read this yet. It is a romance between the hero and heroine who are in a part of like an orchestra, I think, and they hate each other, but they have to work together. And I've heard there's this like one scene with like a cello or something and people go feral over it. So I really do need to get to this one. Then the next one I have is Losers by Harley LaRue. I downloaded this a couple of years ago. I just haven't picked it up again. I think this one, the heroine, she bullied like this guy in school, and I think it is a Why Choose romance maybe, and now they're going back and bullying her and like going after her, and they have like a romantic relationship. So I've heard it's really spicy and a little bit dark and very good. The last book I think I have on my Kindle right now that I want to talk about is Chilled & Thrilled by Cleo White, or Cleo Evans. I think it's Cleo White actually, but this is a Christmas novella and I've heard it's really good and taboo. I think it's like dad's best friend and they get like stuck or snowed in together, and I've heard such amazing things, and I really do want to get to Cleo White and this series. So that is like the last book I wanted to chat about. But I love using my Kindle. I read so much on it. It is just like one of my favorite bookish accessories. Like I just use it so much. So if you're debating to use Kindle Unlimited or get a Kindle, I highly recommend it because I almost always gravitate towards my Kindle more than physical books. And I used to read on my iPad, like through the Kindle app, but this is just so much easier. It's lighter. It's just so much more like handheld. And I definitely want to get like another case for my Kindle. I do love like the clear back with like the, where you can do it where it has like the cover on top instead of it just being like fully the screen being there. Cause I used to not have a case like this and my screen would get like dented on my old Kindle, but I just love my Kindle so much. So love doing this video, super fun. It's always fun to like see what other people also have on their Kindle at the moment or have checked out on Kindle Unlimited. But I want to thank you so much for watching this video, and definitely let me know what's on your Kindle right now or what I should download on Kindle Unlimited, because I would love to know. And I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.